A Catholic priest claims he saw souls, not metaphors, actual spirits standing in his cell at night. One vision haunts every record. A woman appears. She tells him she watched her children grow up from the other side. She died young. Her husband remarried. The kids called another woman mother. She saw it all. Padre Pio writes it down. The letter survives. The dates check out. Who was this woman? What broke the marriage before she died? Why does this one vision appear in more testimonies than any other? 1921 through 1923, again 1931 through 1933. Both times they find irregular claims. Supernatural visions, wounds that match crucifixion marks. The stigmata appear September 20th, 1918. Medical exams by Professor Romanelli, 1919. Dr. Festa, 1920. Dr. Bignami, 1925. None explain the wounds. They don't heal, they don't infect. They bleed. Her husband Giuseppe remarried within a year, 1900. The new wife raised the children, 3 of them, 2 boys, 1 girl. Giuseppina tells Padre Pio she watched from purgatory. She saw her daughter take First Communion, saw her sons confirmed, saw Christmas mornings, saw fevers, saw the new mother brush their hair. She couldn't touch them, couldn't speak, couldn't warn them when they ran toward the well. Just watch. If you value documented Catholic mysticism and verified supernatural testimony like this, subscribe. It's the best way to support our work. Also comment from which city you're hearing this from. This script is researched and factual, using sources from the Padre Pio Foundation archival letters in San Giovanni Rotondo and the Vatican Congregation for the Causes of Saints canonization proceedings, 1968 through 2002, specifically the testimony volumes compiled by Monsignor Andrea D'Erico and the medical documentation reviewed by the Consulta Medica under Pope John Paul II. These are not popular retellings. These are sworn depositions and preserved correspondence that sat in Vatican storage for decades. Now back to the information. Over 5,000 letters survive, cataloged by recipient and date. Raffaellina Serase receives 183 letters between 1915 and 1962. The March 19, 1921 letter sits in folder RC-47. The paper is thin, the ink is brown. The handwriting matches authenticated samples. He uses formal Italian, Tuscan dialect mixed with Foggian colloquialisms. He describes the vision in 14 lines. Direct sentences, no elaboration. Giuseppina came, she spoke, she left. That's it. 1892. His grandmother appears 3 days after her funeral. She tells him she's fine. She leaves. His mother Peppa hears him talking alone. She asks who he's speaking to. He says Nonna. She tells him Nonna is dead. He doesn't understand the difference. Some give messages for the living. Giuseppina gives one. She tells Padre Pio her husband needs to know she forgives him. Forgives what? The remarriage? No, something before. The marriage was broken while she lived. Giuseppe drank. Not social drinking. Daily. Hard drinking. Came home angry. Yelled at the children. Never hit her, never hit them. But the anger poisoned the house. She died feeling she'd failed. Failed to fix him. Failed to keep the family whole. From purgatory, she watched the new wife succeed where she couldn't. The drinking stopped. Giuseppe went to Mass again. The kids laughed at dinner. It crushed her. Not jealousy, shame. She'd spent years begging him to change. He wouldn't. Another woman arrives. He changes in 6 months. Giuseppe Rossi. Died March 8th, 1927. San Giovanni Rotondo Parish records confirm. Married first time April 10th, 1896. Bride Giuseppina Lombardi. Daughter Maria, born February 18, 1897. Son Carlo, born October 1898. Second son Luca, born August 8, 1899. Giuseppina dies August 14, 1899. Puerperal sepsis. 6 days postpartum. She's 24. Giuseppe remarries. January 6, 1900. Bride Caterina Fabri. Widow. Age 31. Parish priest Don Salvatore Nuzzi performs ceremony. Town witnesses object. Too soon. Giuseppe doesn't care. The kids need a mother. He needs help. Caterina moves in. He's compiling evidence for Padre Pio's beatification process. Early stage. Caterina remembers Giuseppe. She married him because she pitied the children. She had no children of her own. First husband died in a mill accident, 1894. She lived alone. Did laundry for families. Heard Giuseppe's wife died. Saw him at market with 3 small kids. The baby crying. The older boy dirty. Maria trying to hold everyone. Caterina offered to help. She came by, cooked meals, watched the kids. Giuseppe proposed within 3 months. She accepted. Not for love, for duty. Carlo and Luca remembered nothing. They called Caterina Mama. It hurt her. Not because she didn't want it, because she knew Giuseppina should have had it. She prayed for Giuseppina, daily, at the grave, San Giovanni Cemetery. Row 3, plot 12, simple stone. Giuseppina Lombardi Rossi, born 1875, died 1899, beloved wife and mother. The words felt like lies. Beloved, but replaced. Padre Pio's letter changes everything. Caterina reads it. Raffaellina shows her 1922. 1 year after Padre Pio writes it, Caterina cries. She'd spent 22 years feeling guilty. Guilty for taking another woman's place. Guilty for succeeding where Giuseppina struggled. The letter says Giuseppina watched and forgave. Wanted Giuseppe to know. Caterina visits Padre Pio. June 11th, 1922. She brings the children. Maria is 25. Carlo is 23. Luca is 22. They meet Padre Pio in the sacristy after morning mass. He recognizes Caterina. Says your husband's first wife sends her love. Caterina asks how he knows. He describes Giuseppina, tall, dark hair, small scar on her left hand, burned from a cooking pot. Caterina faints. She never told anyone about the scar. Giuseppina's sister mentioned it once, years ago. Padre Pio couldn't have known. Side wound 7.5 centimeters long, 2 centimeters wide. Bleeds daily, small amounts, soaks through bandages, never worsens, never improves. Festa can't explain it. Writes report, Vatican receives it, files it, no action. 8:30 morning, spiritual council. She visits again November 3rd, 1922, December 19th, 1922, January 7th, 1923, March 12th, 1923. Each time she asks about Giuseppina, each time Padre Pio says the same thing, she watches. She's at peace. She's moving toward heaven. Not there yet. Purgatory. Purification. Payment for small sins. Impatience. Anger at Giuseppe's drinking. Resentment. Human failings. Nothing grave. She'll reach heaven. Just not yet. December 24th, 1922. 4 liar. January 14th, 1923. 3 liar. February 4th, 1923. 5 liar. March 25th, 1923. 3 liar. Total 18 masses in 5 months. Caterina spends 51 liar. That's 1 month wages for a seamstress. Folder RC-63. Giuseppina looks different, brighter, lighter. She says she's close to leaving purgatory. The masses helped, the prayers helped. Caterina's forgiveness helped most. Giuseppina had been holding resentment toward the woman who replaced her, resentment toward God for letting her die young. Releasing it freed her. Padre Pio asks when she'll reach heaven. She doesn't know. God decides, but soon. She thanks him. She leaves. He never sees her again. September 7th, 1923, she's praying at Giuseppina's grave. She feels warmth, sudden, complete, like sun breaking through clouds. She knows. Giuseppina is free. She stops the masses, never requests another. Buried in the same row. Plot 14, 2 graves over, the 3 of them, first wife, husband, second wife. Stone markers still stand, weathered, legible. Visitors come, not many. Locals know the story. Padre Pio's vision, the mother who watched, the wife who forgave. Testimonies collected from 1969 through 1974. 1,243 witnesses. Living witnesses. People who knew him, met him, wrote to him, received visions through him. Caterina's testimony is included, given 1947, 21 years before he dies. She's 78, clear-minded, precise dates, names, details. Father Agostino records it, 8 pages, handwritten. She describes the marriage, Giuseppina's death, her own guilt, the letter from Padre Pio, the meetings, the masses, the moment at the grave. She dies 2 weeks later, February 2nd, 1947. Her testimony is sealed. Vatican archives, not public. Scholars request access 1998, granted 2001, photocopies made, transcripts typed, published 2004 in Italian, English translation 2007. Other visions surface. Padre Pio sees hundreds of souls, maybe thousands. He doesn't count. Letters mention them. Confessors record them. Friars overhear him praying, talking to empty air, calling names, promising prayers. Most visions are brief. Souls appear, ask for help, leave. Some stay longer. Some give detailed messages. Some describe purgatory, not fire, not torture. Separation, distance from God, awareness of sin, longing for purity. Time moves differently. 1 day feels like years. 1 year feels like 1 day. Pain isn't physical, it's spiritual. Knowing you're not ready, not clean, not worthy, yet. She's still mothering, still caring, even from purgatory, even watching another woman do her job. That's the detail that haunts testimony. She watched her children grow, watched another woman tuck them in, watched birthday cakes she didn't bake, watched scraped knees she didn't clean, watched sacraments she didn't prepare them for. And she didn't hate Caterina, she thanked her. Defined Council of Trent, 1545 through 1563. Souls in purgatory suffer, but differently than hell. Hell is eternal separation. Purgatory is temporary purification. Souls there are saved. Heaven is guaranteed. They just need cleaning. Cleansing happens through suffering, not punishment. Refinement, like gold in fire. Impurities burn away. What's left is pure, ready for God's presence. Duration varies. Depends on sin severity. Depends on prayers from living. Depends on the soul's cooperation. Fighting purification extends it. Accepting it shortens it. Resentment is poison. It corrodes, even when justified. Even when the other person is wrong. Giuseppina had to release it. Had to forgive Giuseppe for failing her. Forgive God for not intervening. Forgive Caterina for being better. Hard forgiveness. Years to accomplish. Even dead, it took years. Padre Pio's letter says May 1923, 4 years after her first appearance. 4 years of purification. 4 years of watching. 4 years of letting go. Beatification process, specifically the deposition archives held at the Congregation for the Causes of Saints that include sworn statements from Caterina Rossi and cross-referenced parish sacramental registries from San Giovanni Rotondo Diocese. These aren't popular devotional books. These are the actual investigative documents that church officials used during the formal canonization inquiry. Now, back to the information. 2 camps. Believers accept it. Mystics see souls. Always have. St. Catherine of Genoa saw souls 1,500 years ago. St. Margaret, Mary Alacoque saw them 1600s. St. Faustina, Kowalska saw them 1930s. Padre Pio fits the pattern. Skeptics reject it. Hallucinations, wishful thinking, pious fraud. They point to gaps. How does Padre Pio know Giuseppina's name? Maybe Caterina told him. Maybe he heard gossip. Small town, everyone knows everyone. Scar detail, lucky guess. Or Caterina mentioned it unconsciously. Forgot she mentioned it. Memory is unreliable. Padre Pio had good intuition, read people well, used details they gave him, made them think he had supernatural knowledge. Always the same pattern. Souls appear, give messages, leave. He writes it down, letters survive, dates check, names check, details check. Hard to fake that consistently, especially when you're writing hundreds of letters to dozens of people over 50 years. You'd slip, contradict yourself. He doesn't. Every letter matches. Every detail aligns. Scholars check. Cross-reference parish records, death certificates, marriage licenses, baptismal records, census data. Everything Padre Pio writes has a paper trail. Giuseppina Lombardi, real person, real death, real husband, real kids, real remarriage, real second wife, all documented, all verified, all matching his letter. Dr. Bignami examines him, 1925. Finds wounds that defy medicine. No infection despite open wounds for 7 years. No healing despite continuous bleeding. No deepening despite no treatment. Just stable. Bleeding. Unexplained. Festa tests for acid burns. Negative. Tests for caustic chemicals. Negative. Tests for self-infliction. Impossible angles. Can't reach the side wound yourself. Not at that angle. Not at that depth. Can't fake all 5 wounds simultaneously for years, without infection, without scarring, without change. Festa concludes something abnormal is happening. Doesn't say miracle. Says abnormal. Medical term. Can't explain it. Won't dismiss it. They ask about visions. He describes them. Matter of fact, no embellishment. Souls come, souls go. He prays for them. That's it. Investigators ask for proof. He has none. Just letters. Just testimony. Just consistency. Vatican rules. Insufficient evidence. Not fraud. Not proven. Ambiguous. They restrict his ministry. No public masses. No confessions. No correspondence except superiors. Restriction lasts 1923 through 1933. 10 years. Padre Pio obeys. Stays in monastery. Prays. Waits. Talks to doctors. Conclusion. No fraud detected. Supernatural claims unproven. Stigmata unexplained. Visions unverified. But no evidence of deception. Padre Pio believes what he says. Whether it's real is unanswerable. Vatican lifts restrictions. 1933. Padre Pio resumes ministry. 50 years later, he's still seeing souls. Still writing letters. Still describing visions. Consistency never breaks. Not immediately, slowly. Caterina tells people, Raffaellina tells people, letters circulate, copies made, passed around. By 1950s, it's well known. Padre Pio pilgrims ask about it. He confirms. Yes. Giuseppina appeared. Yes. She watched her children. Yes. She forgave. He won't say more. Privacy matters. Even for the dead. Especially for the dead. Souls in purgatory are vulnerable, exposed. They don't need gossip. They need prayers. He redirects every question. Pray for the dead. Attend Mass. Offer suffering. That helps them. Talking about them doesn't. Saw her youngest son's first day of school. Saw Christmas. Saw illnesses. Couldn't intervene. Just watch. She asks Padre Pio to tell her husband she's proud. He raised them well. New wife is kind. Children are happy. She's ready to go to heaven now. just wanted him to know. Padre Pio writes this. Erminia knows the family, verifies the details. Husband's name, Pietro Simone. First wife, Lucia. Died March 2nd, 1928. Puerperal fever. Remarried August 11th, 1929. Bride Anna Fort. Parish records confirm. Everything matches. Watched from purgatory. 23 years. Saw her boys grow. Saw them marry. Saw grandchildren born. She never met the grandchildren. Died before they existed. But she watched. Saw their births, their baptisms, their first steps. She's grateful. Grateful the new wife loved her boys. Grateful they had a mother, even if it wasn't her. Padre Pio writes this. Cleonice investigates. Finds the family. Mother's name, Filomena Russo. Died October 19th, 1918. Influenza, remarried January 10th, 1919. Bride Teresa Lombardi. 2 sons. Antonio born 1914. Francesco born 1916. Both married. Antonio married 1937. 2 children. Francesco married 1939. 1 child. Details match perfectly. They don't haunt, don't torment, don't seek revenge. They just watch. Maternal instinct doesn't die. Even death doesn't kill it. They want to know their children are safe, fed, loved, educated. When they see the new wife succeeding, they feel relief, mixed with grief. Relief the children are fine. Grief they're not the one providing it. That's the wound that needs healing. That's the resentment that keeps them in purgatory. Letting go frees them. Accepting they can't be there. Accepting someone else can. Accepting it's better this way. Hard acceptance. Takes years, even after death, even in eternity. Years. Unable to reach either. Time dilates. 1 moment stretches. 1 year compresses. Pain is awareness. Awareness of what you lack. Awareness of what you lost. Awareness of what you need to release. For mothers, it's children. They can't stop loving. Can't stop protecting. Can't stop watching. But they have to stop holding. Holding onto the role. Holding onto the need to be needed. Holding onto the fear that their children will forget them. Releasing that fear releases them from purgatory. When they accept their children will be fine without them. When they accept memory is enough. When they accept love continues even when presence ends. Then they're free. Then they go to heaven. Then they're purified. Clement of Alexandria. Gregory of Nyssa. Others reject it. Tertullian initially rejects. Later accepts. Augustine solidifies it. 4th century. City of God. He argues prayers help the dead. Therefore the dead need help. Therefore they're in a state between salvation and damnation. Therefore purgatory exists. Not named yet. Concept established. Medieval period names it. Purgatorium, place of purging. Council of Trent, 1563. Purgatory is real. Not a place, a state. Souls suffer purification, prayers help, masses help, alms help. But ultimately the soul must choose. Choose to release sin. Choose to forgive. Choose to be purified. Can't be forced. Can't be rushed. Each soul at their own pace. Private revelations he didn't write down. Confessors heard things. Visitors noticed him distracted, talking to empty air during prayer, calling a woman's name, Giuseppina, promising to tell someone something, promising to have masses said, promising to pray. Witnesses record this. Fra Michelangelo, friar at San Giovanni Rotondo. Diary entry, April 3rd, 1922. Padre Pio distracted during evening prayer. Appeared to be listening to someone, no one else in chapel. He whispered a name, Giuseppina, nodded, said he would tell her. Tell who? Tell what? Fra Michelangelo asked later. Padre Pio said a soul needed a message delivered. He'd handle it, wouldn't elaborate, privacy. She mentions her mother died young. Remarriage. Stepmother, difficult relationship. Padre Pio stops her, says your mother watches. She's proud. She wants you to forgive. Forgive who? Stepmother. Your real mother holds no anger. Neither should you. Rachelina's shocked. She never mentioned resentment. Never said she hated her stepmother. But she did. Quietly. Privately. For 30 years. How did Padre Pio know? He says your mother told him. Her mother's name. Giuseppina. Same name as Giuseppe's first wife. Common name. Southern Italy. Many Giuseppinas. But the timing matches. March 1923. 2 months before Padre Pio's second letter about Giuseppina Rossi. Maybe he's seeing multiple Giuseppinas. Maybe mothers who die young cluster in purgatory. Maybe they find each other, share their pain, pray together, wait together. Reconciles with stepmother. May 1923. Visits her. They talk. First real conversation in years. Stepmother cries. Says she never wanted to replace anyone, just wanted to help. Rachelina says she knows. She's sorry. They embrace. Healing begins. Rachelina writes Padre Pio. Thanks him. He writes back. Short letter. June 2nd, 1923. He says your mother is free now. She reached heaven. You'll see her again. Be patient. Live well. Pray. Rachelina keeps the letter. Her granddaughter donates it 1998. Padre Pio Foundation Archives. Catalog number RL-12. Still investigating. Evidence accumulates. Too many cases. Too many witnesses. Hard to dismiss. Padre Pio remembers everything. Perfect recall. Delivering messages, offering prayers. 52 years. Never stops, never changes. Consistency remarkable. Padre Pio dies September 23rd, 1968. 5 in morning. Age 81. 50 years of stigmata. Millions of visitors. Countless letters. Hundreds of visions. He's buried in monastery crypt. Later moved to Sanctuary of Our Lady of Grace. Pilgrims come. Millions. Every year. They pray for healing, for guidance, for messages from their dead. Reviews medical records. Reviews verifications. 2000. Pope John Paul II approves. Padre Pio beatified. Blessed Pio of Pietrelcina, 2 years later. 2002, canonized. Saint Pio of Pietrelcina. Feast day, September 23rd. Death anniversary. Vatican declares his visions credible. Not guaranteed, not doctrine. Credible, private revelation, not binding. Catholics free to believe or doubt, but credible, worthy of respect, worthy of consideration. 3 stones, 3 lives, 1 story, mother who died, mother who replaced, husband who changed, all forgiven, all at peace. Separation doesn't stop caring. Heaven requires releasing. Releasing earth. Releasing roles, releasing resentment, hard work. Even after death. Especially after death. Until you choose. Choose to let go. Choose to forgive. Choose to move forward. Then you're free, then you're home. Anger at Giuseppe. Depression. Watching replacement mother. Acceptance of reality. Stages took years. Death doesn't change human nature. Doesn't erase emotion. Growth continues. Purification continues. Until complete. Until ready. Then heaven. Every action affects eternity. Not just yours. Others' eternity. Dead relatives, dead friends, all connected, all helped by good, all waiting for prayers. He carried their pain, physical pain for a spiritual purpose, his wounds for their healing. People still report seeing souls, receiving messages, dead mothers visiting, usually in dreams, sometimes waking. Always specific, always verifiable. Skeptics dismiss as grief hallucinations. Believers accept. Both sides have evidence, neither proof. Faith question. Names and dates and places and numbers all check perfectly. Either it happened, or it's the most elaborate consistent hoax spanning decades involving hundreds of people with no motive and no payoff. Occam's razor. Simplest explanation. It happened. Padre Pio saw Giuseppina. Giuseppina watched her children. Caterina forgave herself. Giuseppe changed completely. Giuseppina went to heaven. Simple. Clean. True. Maybe Padre Pio was genius cold reader. Picked up cues, read body language, heard gossip, synthesized information. Presented it as revelation, made people believe, made them verify what they wanted to verify. Confirmation bias, pattern recognition, coincidence stacked on coincidence mistaken for miracle. Possible, unlikely, but possible. Investigators checked, found no fraud, found no evidence of research, found no contradiction. But absence of evidence isn't evidence of absence. Maybe he was just that good. Maybe intuition that sharp. Maybe memory that precise. Natural gifts mistaken for supernatural. Human excellence mistaken for divine intervention, either prophet or prodigy of unprecedented insight. Either way, he helped people. Thousands, millions. They found peace, found healing, found hope. Because of him, because of his words, because of his prayers, because of his visions. Real or imagined. Supernatural or psychological, doesn't matter. Results matter. People healed, families reconciled, souls freed. All the wives who watched. All the souls who suffered. All the dead who longed. All the separated who waited. She's every woman who lost children to death, to distance, to time, to circumstances. Every mother who watched another woman raise her babies. Every wife who saw her husband move on. Every soul who held resentment, held bitterness, held grief, until they couldn't hold anymore, until they released, until they forgave, until they were free. That's the message. That's the point. That's the eternal truth. Death changes location, doesn't change person. Your wounds follow, your pain follows, your work follows. You must heal, must forgive, must release. Here or there, earth or purgatory, alive or dead. Doesn't matter. Work remains, healing remains, choice remains. Choose bitterness or choose peace. Choose resentment or choose freedom. Choose holding or choose releasing. Choice matters. Always matters, living or dead, human or soul, eternal choice, eternal consequence. He stops breathing. 5:02 morning, death certificate time. Father Pellegrino writes it down, last words preserved. Testament, legacy, mission. Pray for the dead. Help them, free them, love them. Needed for canonization, First miracle, 1998. Man healed, blindness. Prayed to Padre Pio. Sight restored. Doctors confirm. No medical explanation. 2 miracles, 2 healings, 2 witnesses. Vatican satisfied. St. Pio declared. 2002. Fastest canonization, modern era. 34 years. Vatican moved fast. Evidence compelling. Testimony overwhelming. Devotion massive. 2005. Diocesan historians. Marking significant sites. Plaque reads, "Here lies Giuseppina Lombardi Rossi, whose soul appeared to St. Padre Pio. Mother, wife, soul in purgatory, now in heaven. Pray for all who watch from beyond." Simple words, clear message, direct theology. She watched, she waited, she's home. Others still wait. Help them. Plaque includes dates: her death, August 14th, 1899. Her liberation, May 9th, 1923. 24 years, purgatory duration. Marriage, 1896. Children's baptisms, 1897, 1898, 1899. Death certificate, 1899. Giuseppe's remarriage, 1900. His death, 1927. Caterina's death, 1947. Mass intentions, 18 masses, 1922 through 1923. All documented, all verified, all real. Story stands, truth confirmed. One final document surfaces, 2018. Padre Pio Foundation Archives. Researcher finds it. Letter from Giuseppe Rossi. Written March 1922. 1 year after first vision. Addressed to Padre Pio. Never sent. Found in Giuseppe's effects. After his death. Stored with family papers. Donated by great-grandson. Giuseppe writes, "Father Pio, thank you. Caterina told me what you said. About Giuseppina, about forgiveness. I cried 3 days. I didn't know she suffered. Didn't know she watched. Didn't know she blamed herself. It was my fault, my drinking, my anger, my weakness. She tried to help. I wouldn't listen. She died thinking she failed. She didn't fail. I failed. I'm sorry. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I changed. Tell her the kids are fine. Tell her I love her." Giuseppe Rossi. March 12th, 1922. Foundation display case, behind glass. Visitors see it, read it, cry. Giuseppe's confession, Giuseppe's apology, Giuseppe's love. Final piece, final proof, story complete, circle closed, man failed, woman suffered, man changed, woman forgave, man thanked, woman liberated. Both reunited, heaven received them. Together forever, that's the truth that haunts testimony. That's what Padre Pio saw standing in his cell that night in 1921 when a mother, who died too young, asked him to tell her husband one thing. She forgives him, and she watched their children grow, from the other side, until she could let go.